So it's going to take me probably 4 or 5 minutes to go into trance, which I'll start at about 6:30. I do. So I just take my glasses off. To do get ready. So I do. So I just drop my chair. There we go. I do trance a lot. I'm a trance communicator, and I've been doing trance videos for YouTube. So Liz says, evening to you. So this is a session where I've been working with a trance guy called John for over 5 years now, and a few weeks ago I was told I was going to get a new trance guide by him in a session, and the new guide that came in is called herself Mary. She's actually a celestial being, light being from from the realm Solitarians. This is where John comes from. So I have done some trance sessions with her. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is the 5th one, but I think there's 3 actually out on YouTube. The first time she came in, when they come into you, they've got to learn to adjust to your energies. She's been with me for quite a while in the background, but not part of me. So this is her, I think it's the 5th time. The first time she came through and I watched it back, you could see whether she was gauging properly. And then the 2nd and 3rd and 4th time she came in, she found her power, she found her connection. The story behind this is she brought to me something called quantum trance healing, which is something I've set up and is going to be growing and progressing with. And she was the higher soul connection of someone that passed away a few years ago, who was a lead in her field of hypnotist work, trance state of being, and that progressed her into past lives and future things working with clients. So she's now my guide, who's gone back to her realm, is now the guide to me to bring forward this type of work, and also bringing as a guide back to the reincarnation of this person that passed over. So that is the story behind the situation of how this is what she said. It's actually on one of the YouTube videos, probably described a lot better by her. So what we're looking for tonight is questions on your, it can be on your own personal spiritual path, or it can be a general question. If you follow me, you know I work with the celestial beings. There's all sorts of things you can ask. If we don't have any questions, then Chris has got some prompters which will spark a conversation with Mary. We called her Mary because on the first one she came in, we said, "Do you have a name?" and she sort of said no, but it was a bit like actually call me Mary, and it was so funny that we actually just stuck with it. Because my guide John, his name is actually he gave it the other day. I think it's Beltica or something. It was it's trying to put it into the English language. They don't really have names where they are. They are loving beings. Anyway, so I'll go into trance. I won't know a lot, so you'll be relying on Chris.
I'll be asking questions.
Yeah, that's his voice. So I'll see you all in a bit. Yeah, it's probably take me 3 or 4 minutes to go down and bring her forward. So you have got time to grab a drink of water or a cup of tea. Good evening.
Good evening, Mary.
It's a very noisy world you live in, my friend.
It's a bit busy tonight, yeah. A bit of a race.
It distracts the consciousness of her mind. But we will forgive that. We are very excited to be here, and I say hello to all those that have chosen to come and be part of this evening. We appreciate your time. So, you've all had time to think of a question, and what I would say to you, do not be shy. Do not be shy. we know there was a question waiting to be asked.
If you've got any words of wisdom, I've got one I can kick off with.
Yes.
Can you explain what the quantum era is that we've all been hearing about?
How long have you got, my friend?
Keep it shortish.
The quantum era comes from the awakening of humanity. It started many years ago from the celestial guides that choose to look after you and guide you, from the intergalactic councils, the architects of your future. Many words are brought to earth for certain reasons, and those that work within the light workers, the readers and the healers, will understand the terminology of love and light. Love and light is a source of energy that is confused often with the God source. But those working in the spiritual planes will understand this energy, and this comes from the quantum source of the universe. It's a creative intelligence. The quantum era started many moons ago. You could actually put it back to the 16th century, when it was recognized there could be quantum particles. Believe it or not, even back in that time, there were very intelligent beings, humans on Earth. The scientists since have been discovering quantum mechanics, etc. So what is quantum? It is the tiniest possible particle that exists. And this is why we relate it to the universe, because once the universe was the tiniest particle that expanded out into all you know now over billions of years. So this quantum era is just bringing in new language for you to understand the basis of the universe. We are changing the way the light workers see and understand. We've changed words. This has all been put into information, free information for you from this sitter. And it is a blog. I understand it as a blog on your computers that go out into the web. And if you look on this blog, which I'm sure afterwards she will, when she realises I've spoken about it, that she will put it into words for you to see. The quantum era is a change of direction for humanity. It is bringing the science and the spirituality together. The scientists are starting to awaken that there is such things as communication beyond this earth in several forms. And the spiritualists amongst you who already work this way have been ahead of the game for a long time. The scientists are behind you. But they are catching up now. We're not talking about all scientists in the world. We're talking about a small group. And this quantum era we're talking about is when they start to recognize this quantum source of the universe is actually something which the creative intelligence of the universe is trying to inform them about. And they're doing it in a 3D way. And eventually the two will merge. And when they will merge, humanity will change. Religions will not be seen as they are. Religions will go from this earth. Because you will just understand it as a one source. It will not be divided into different creeds anymore. This will happen over a few centuries of your time. So the quantum era is us starting this process with you. It is words that we use. It's like the word dimension. Dimension describes the layers of ascension and life of intelligence through the universe. We have to use words for you to understand in your 3D energy. So when you hear the word quantum, do not fear it. Embrace it. Study it. Learn more about it. Bring it into your spiritual work, and do not be afraid of what you will find. Eventually, if you do not understand, you will, as you ascend on your journey, see it as another door opening for you. I hope that explains it in not too longer discussion.
Thank you. I've got one question, but it seems like it's come from Liz, but it seems like you might have known it was coming anyway, so I mashed these two into one. But it's about how do you communicate? How do our celestial guides communicate with us? And Liz is asking, how can you better connect and obviously improve the connection.
Is this our dear friend Liz?
Yes, it is.
Yes. She has been receiving a lot of healing from us. And she'll understand that. Your connection is very strong, my dear. You have so much love within your heart. And your guides are so full of love for you and the work that you are trying to do. I feel at the moment this question is hiding something within yourself. You have some self-doubt, and you have been struggling physically with your health. But I do know that it is all there waiting for you. It's like you have to self-heal, and I take this trauma back to childhood. You have to self-heal and peel off the layers to move forward. Do not doubt your connection. It is strong. So in this particular case, we see some self-healing needs to be done. You can do this through, I shall go back and explain a general picture for you that is happening with humanity at the moment, so Liz can understand this from a deeper point of view. So humanity is going through awakening, and you've come through this period since 2019. Through the COVID period of awakening, which it is, and you're creating a new earth energy. So this is a period of time where people reset and people reevaluated themselves and those around them and situations they were in. It was a time of reflection, and some people healed and rearranged and took it as a time to change their lives. Others sort of stagnated a bit and wasn't quite sure what to do. What is happening at the moment with the energies of Earth, including very strong sun energies, which are coming in at the moment, is causing a lot of things that have been deep set within your core to resurface. So it could be well that through the healing process you give, somebody's going to come to you with a similar situation you've experienced in your life. And when that happens, it brings to the surface things that you are trying to deal with and heal from. So there's a little bit of this going on at the moment. It doesn't help, but it's very hard when you're a healer or working with the spiritual energies to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. And in your 3D reality, or fourth, as you're touching on the fourth with your healing and your connection, it can cause your energies to be up and down, my dear, and I feel this is what's happening with you. So it's a process of giving yourself time to heal, to reflect on your past. Let it come to the surface. If it means tears or a few days out, then that is what is needed. Or you go to somebody and seek some help and support with it in the holistic fields. Because even though we can be healers, and you can be seers and readers, you all need to have your energies to be in a good place to be able to function. So this is one of the things you need to do to enhance your connection with your guides. If your energies are low, you will not have a strong connection. If you're self-doubting, you will not have a strong connection. If you're trying to connect and you're trying too hard and you have all of this going on, you will not have a strong connection. So really what I'm saying to you, my friend, is you have to be kind to yourself. You have to give yourself some healing, some time to meditate. Do not worry about what others are thinking of you, because you have the most amazing gift. And your gift is enhanced by your beautiful guides and the love that surrounds you. And I see support from, I would say, a mother figure, but perhaps not a birth mother in the human essence that has passed over. I see a figure that is looking after you as well. So you must embrace this love that's coming your way. And every day wake up and feel stronger and feel valued and say, I will be at my best today. I am healed. I am strong. And have faith in yourself. And do not worry about what others are doing, because you're embracing your own journey at this time. it is unique to you.
Okay, thank you.
It would be good to, when she has had the chance to absorb that, to see if she understands what I've just said. Because if not, I shall reconnect to her energy. Because what I do, my friends, is when I get a name or I get the question, I can connect to the energy of that person and see things that might support them, to help them.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Okay. I've got a question from Lucy. What ways are the best to heal ancestral karma?
Ah, hello, Lucy. We would like to say we're very proud of you at the moment. Dare I say you found your balls of steel, my friend. You will understand. Ancestral karma is, I take it you are meaning not a past life, but the ancestors that have come before you, so relatives. That's how I take ancestral karma. But I feel also you could be looking possibly at past life karma in your case. Because ancestors that have been in the past obviously go back to their home of origin in the light. Their higher selves, they reset, and sometimes they can choose to come back together in the next generations. And so a grandmother figure could choose to come back as a daughter, a father, a son. Or they might choose to be a guide, whatever is best for the higher good of humanity. So there's two factors here, I feel, with you. The past lives that have been integrated into your traumas in your life here are things that you have through relationship and through your childhood. I feel that you did not feel valued for quite a long time until recently in your life. And you sought love through friendships, family, and relationships as a partner. But that didn't always fulfill for you. But you are now finding your truth. And I think you must give yourself some space here around this question, because you actually are healing from your ancestral traumas that have affected you through life and through past life that has come forward. I'm not going to go down your past life timeline now, because I feel that could be a session within itself. But I say to you, do not doubt, do not dwell on this past, because you are here to change. You are here to break the chain of events that has been part of your life. And the children you have in your world will not carry this on into their generation. Many of you here now are breaking the cycle, and you are one of those. You have stepped into a very high ascension energy, my friend, and you now do not hold on to the past. We do not need to know what has gone. We need to say you've walked through that door and you're moving forward. You've broken the cycle. I say that to you. So I hope this helps you and helps you feel valued in where you are now in your life. And your guides are clapping around you because they're so happy, my friend.
Thank you. Liz was asking, and unfortunately I seem to have lost the question off the bottom of the list, but she was asking for some specific help about her, I think it was a healing business, how it would progress, or any advice you've got for that.
Is this the Liz we were talking to earlier? Because I felt it is.
Yes.
Thank you. If you listen to what I said to you about the healing of self, this will all help with you move forward with your life. I feel, and do not take offence to what I say, anybody, I do feel you dwell too much on things, and your healing business is almost like you need it in short bursts at the moment, because your own personal connection with your guides is wavering with your own energies. The health issues you are incurring, I feel, are from past trauma, which is coming up to the surface again for you, which I believed I said something earlier about that. So your healing business will grow stronger. You need to trust the journey, and really these messages for anybody who's listening, you can revert these into your own life situations, especially what I'm going to say next, is that you will have to allow things to happen as they need to happen. If you try to force things or you over push yourself, you will cause trauma to yourself, you will become ill, cancel appointments, and hence the cycle begins. If you've had people cancel, which I believe on you, then that is their journey. And if it involves money matters, then always take a deposit. That is something that this sitter has learned. And we have to laugh at humans, to be honest, because when you take the spiritual path, it's a gift. Why should you be charging for it? But my friends, I say to you, you live in a 3D reality. You need to pay those bills. I don't worry about that where I am. But you need to pay your bills. So you start charging and taking deposits and have confidence in trusting in the journey. And your connection is amazing. Your healing is wonderful. Do not doubt yourself. Take time. Take time with yourself. Do some meditation. Sit with your guides. You don't have to know who's there. You don't necessarily have to have a conversation. Just sit in the energy. Give them a chance to work with your energy and heal you. And that will help with your healing. But do remember, my friend, that when you give healing, we work through you and we work with your energies at the same time. Always set that intention that you have healing as well. It's not affecting the client that is with you. And ask for healing when you go to bed every night, because we will bring in that healing to help you on your journey.
Thank you. Next question. Yes?
Yes, you just keep going, my friend.
Is there any tools you can suggest to help our spiritual path? I'd like a few myself.
Let's have a word with your wife, my dear friend. So, very much like I've just been saying, actually. It is looking after yourself. So what is spirituality? The spiritual path. It's learning to recognize that you're in this 3D reality where I'd like to say there is love. We do find kindness and compassion, but we also find fear and hate and war. So this is the world you're living in at the moment. And when you discover there is something else out there, and we're not talking about God, but from the spiritual point of view, where humanity can change through compassion and kindness and love and caring for each other, that is what we're talking about, spirituality. It is not a religion. It is a way of being. You cannot put this under the umbrella of religion because it is too restrictive. This is all encompassing in everything you do in your life. You're not worshipping a god. You're worshipping yourself. You're worshipping humanity. You're worshipping your earth. You're worshipping how you behave. It's a way of being. Now, to make that happen for you, the first thing you do is simple. You look at your behavior. How are you behaving to others? How are they behaving to you? How are you reacting? You learn to become more compassionate and kind. You learn to have respect for yourself. Put yourself first. Heal yourself. Deep core healing, meditation, what you eat, exercise, nature. Simple. It doesn't have to be put in a book. It's a case of just having some common sense in your 3D existence. If you've had trauma and hurt in your life, which many of you would have, and it probably triggers this spiritual path, because you go through this as an ascension, and many of you will see as you come through the other side, there's something else there. Something else is helping me. Something is guiding me. What is this? Some of you drawing circles. You become the future light workers, the communicators, the healers, the readers, the seers. You become the spiritual circle. But I must say, it does shock us when those that work in the spirit, under the spiritual umbrella, do not behave in that way. Jealousy is another word which will stop you. So one of the things will help you on your spiritual growth is not to be jealous of others, not to worry about what Fred's doing up the road or Mrs. Smith on the corner or the fellow light workers out there. It's all about focusing on your own path and having faith in yourself. Because what's stopping humanity is self-doubt and lack of trust. Lack of trust of yourselves. Lack of trust of the bigger picture. And what I would say to you, my friend, is that you will not always have the answers while you're here on earth. So I say to you, take it back to the core. Give yourself health, look after yourself, put yourself first in that mental and physical way of being. Meditate. We cannot say that enough. So many celestial beings out there who have been in the same position as Earth have enhanced themselves to the 4th and 5th, 6th and beyond dimensions through meditating and learning to build their conscious mind, and the mindset of humanity would change. You could follow your Buddhism in that, in the way they behave. Again, that has been set into a religious picture. But that is probably one of the closest things on earth to the spiritual behaviour that I was talking about, is the way you behave and respond to yourself, the universe, your earth and your others, your neighbours, your friends and your family. So the tools you need, I've already said a few already. The other tools that exist on earth, if you want knowledge, is books, CDs, and your web is full of spiritual knowledge. We communicate with humanity through channeling our words. We communicate through art. We communicate through music. We're communicating through the scientists, the spiritual people. Everybody on earth has guides that are trying to communicate with them. Now, there might be a few million that are humans that are not seeing or understanding this, but there's billions of you, isn't there? There's over 7 billion humans. Imagine how many guides, if you have 7 guides each, how many that is. There's an awful lot of us out here trying to help you. This makes your mind boggle. So you have to take control of your life to find those spiritual tools. We will give you signs. Now, if you'd like to know more about that, there's many books been channeled about it. Signs from us can be like feathers, coins, rainbows, cloud shapes, synchronicities in everyday events, numbers. It's all there. And if you do not see the signs, you doubt if it's all true, and then you shut down and go back into your 3D reality box and try to cope with the world around you. But as you progress on this spiritual path, you will see more doors will open for you, and you will find your path. And it's just trusting. The more you let go and give over to us and get into that rhythm of your life as it should be, the better it will be for you. I suggest you listen back to that.
Okay, thank you. Unless anyone's got any more questions, a little bit of feedback from people. Liz says, thank you, it makes sense.
That is good to know.
Lucy says, amazing, thank you. She also says, crying, but good crying.
Oh.
I think that's good, I'm not sure.
Yes, we never wish to make a human cry, but there is, if you're ever doing the healing and the messages and you have somebody crying, as there's some of you might not think that crying is good, but what you have to remember, that is a releasing of the human 3D energy that needs to come through. And happy tears are healing tears.
So I don't know if you've got any more words of wisdom that you feel we need to hear.
I'm surprised there's not more questions, my friend. You would think that people would want to connect with the Celestials and ask questions. Perhaps they're doubting the origin or the originality of it. But that is fine. We will have more sessions and we will look forward to them. I just say to you all that have chosen to listen, that you embrace your lives, embrace everything that is around you, and take time to connect to the nature that is even just stepping out of your front door, and look after yourselves. Now, many of you that are healers and workers do not put yourself first, but if you're not first, how can you be the best you can be for what your task lies ahead? Because you are the ground workers of the future, the spiritual path. Humanity will awaken further, and it's all of you who are the healers, the light workers, the channelers, the communicators, who communicate to loved ones or celestial guides. You are all the ground workers of the future of humanity. And do not doubt your path. Do not doubt the words that come through on trance messages, because it is very important that you understand that more and more celestial guides are waiting to speak. And we will bring knowledge and truth that is not here on your Google Earth plane.
Julia Jones says hi, lovely lady.
I think she means the sitter.
I think she might do.
Yes. She's quite right. Does she not have a question?
She hasn't written one.
Oh dear, Julia.
Have you got any?
She must have.
Some
people, yes, I think I will communicate with her. Some people are shy to ask. They think they're going to look stupid. But I tell you, if you do not ask your questions, how are you going to learn? You asked about the spiritual tools. One of them is having your questions answered. It might be you're connected well enough to your guides that they're answering them for you. Then I say that is wonderful, but I doubt it somehow. And many of you still need to connect stronger. Julia is a lovely energy, and she does the healing as well, and she brings wonderful messages. And she has been through a few things in the last few months, I see. But it's settling down now, and just trust the journey. And the back pain is, I feel that it came back a bit again, but it's being worked on by your guides. But you also need to have some healing. I suggest that you get some help for yourself as well as giving it all out. Because we do try to target your own healing when we work through you. But as I've said, this is going to be quite a process for all of you at the moment. There's lots of layers coming up, and I think she's been feeling that. And when you are healers and you're dealing with clients, you know, who are recipients of your healing, they've got layers being unpeeled as well. And what I would say to you, it is very important that you cleanse yourself and set that intention, that you do not absorb that into your own energy, that your guides are sieving it away from you and discarding it into the, I would like to say, the atmosphere of Earth. But it's more, they can cleanse it away in the way they can through the energies. And it is dispersed. It's a bit like when you have a glass of water and you put a blob of black ink in, and eventually it disperses and fizzes away into the water, so you can't see it so much. It's a bit like that.
Julia has a question.
Oh,
Is the Egyptian energy getting stronger with me?
yes. It's coming to the forefront at the moment. There's going to be more revelations about it. I believe that she might have watched my video about it. Or we did it on a past life, and we ended up in Egypt. So there's a lot happening. So how can I phrase this for you? So Julia, an awful lot happened in 5,000 years on Earth in the Egyptian period. A lot of it, as you know, was celestial beings. And there was a few different kinds in the process of those thousands of years. But a lot of the knowledge that was used has gone. A lot of the tech that was there, technology that was there, has faded and washed away and gone. And they took some of that back with them when they left. And there's not much evidence, is there, of what happened in that time period. So I do know that when I did that session a couple of weeks ago, is that I did go into a past life with someone, and it was in the Egyptian period, and I brought forward the name of the race that was here. There was two together, so I suggest you listen to that. We're going to bring, what you've got to remember with these trance sessions is we're going to be bringing forward knowledge that is not on the earth plane yet. Now that is hard for many to believe. So when you hear something you've not seen written in a book, you've got to understand that everything that we tell you is truth. But it's not here on earth because the evidence isn't there, is there? You're not finding a booklet in Egyptian text telling you all these facts because they're long time gone. The paper scrolls, the papyrus scrolls, the waxed paper scrolls, there's different sorts going on, plus the technology that was brought by the celestial beings. All that is gone many, many thousands of years ago. So it's hard for you to say, do I believe what that sitter's sitting there talking with supposedly someone coming forward from the celestial beings? Of course you're going to doubt it. You've got a 3D human mind. But I tell you, start listening.
Another question?
Yes, one more, I feel.
From Tina Shelton. She says, I'm working on becoming a medium. Oh, it's just disappeared off my screen. I'm working on becoming a medium and a trance medium and a healer. Do I have blocks that need to be worked on to connect stronger? Sorry, did you get that?
I do believe so. I understand. I think you're trying to do an awful lot at once, my dear. I think you need to focus on one. You need to build your power in one to go on to the next. Now, if your mediumship is strong, which I feel it is getting stronger, to go then into the trance energy, what is your personal aim for this? Is it to be a trance medium? Or are you going to be a trance communicator like the sitter here? Now, you think you know what you're doing, but we know what will happen. The healing energy comes in on all aspects of spiritual work. So when you say healer, trance, medium, we call mediums light worker channelers now. So that is what I will be referring to. So to be a light worker channeler, a healer, or a trance communicator, there are 3 different energy levels. There are 10 energy levels that we work on. I won't go into them all now because it'd take too long. But yet again, if you go to the blog, this free information is there. I must make sure that she puts it up afterwards, my friend, if you can remind her. And these different levels of channeling. So when you do your mediumship, you're running on quite a high energy, building that inner energy, or some people call it muscle, to connect the 4th, 5th, 6th dimensions to bring that human essence in, working with your guides. When you work in the trance energy, you're working at a more, not a lower level, because actually it's a really highly ascended level, but you're going down into yourself into a more calmer state to stand aside to allow us to speak. And when you do the healing energy, you're in a calmer energy again. And these are different channeling levels. So if you're trying to learn all three at once, I would say to you, you need to define back to one. Quite often the healing is the early source. That brings in the trust, it slowly brings in the messages, and it brings in what is needed. Then you can shift to the trance or the mediumship. The trance again is an experience that will enhance all connections. But I think if you're trying to do all three, you could be overworking yourself, and it might be you're not fully understanding what each one has for you and how it can help you. So that is what I'd say to you, my friend. You might not want to hear it, but it is best for you to concentrate on one thing. Get that connection to build and be strong, and then move on to the next. It is very common in the early stages of development, or coming back into development from being away for a while, that you want to do it all. But if you're not right in yourself, which I sense you could be struggling, and everything that's going on with this awakening and all the energies, it is better to pace yourself.
She says she wants to do trance.
Then that is fine. That is what we will focus on. Can you ask her why?
I think you did. Wait for an answer. It takes a while for us to get the answer because we're slightly out of sync with the real world.
Oh. I should have known that. It's instant here. Again, the trance is a long journey. I will tell you that. It is rare to get a natural trance communicator straight from the spark. I tell you, it is a journey of many years. The sitter's been doing it for 10 years now. And it has been a long journey for her to get to where she is. And we say to you, you have to have patience. And there's all sorts, you can be a trance communicator, you can be a physical trance medium. There's all sorts of light trance channeling. You can bring loved ones through the sitter, or you can have third party where the guide brings it through. The energies are getting weak, my friend. So I feel I will be going soon.
Yeah, there's no answer, so.
Well, I hope that is. She can message privately to the sitter.
Oh, she said her trance communicator's name is John. Not St. John.
No, he's only working with this one. But he is very busy in his own art. Well, shall I say, our collective. Yes, he has chosen to focus on one at the moment. But because I've now come forward to be on this quantum trance healing platform and doing past life work with people, so we could have a session of that one night to see how it goes. But that is usually a longer session, so the time I've been on would probably be the time I'd spend with one person.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope all have gained from this, and I do believe it is going to go onto your YouTube, my friend.
I'll be working on that tomorrow.
Oh, we shall be watching. We thank you for everything you do, the support you give us, because without your work it would not happen. And that is what it's all about, isn't it? Working together.
Yeah.
I wish you all well. And just trust your journey.
Thank you. See you soon.
spiritual path. I do know from experience John used to sometimes give personal information, but as this is a public platform, they will be wary of what they say and give out. I do know they work in quite they'll probably give it in sort of like a roundabout way, but you'd know whether it connects with you. So it's not really for personal reading. So yes, I'm going to. So Lisa, can we watch this again? Yes, I will. It was still on my page, and I'm going to put it onto YouTube. Thank you all very much. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to the next session. Thank you. Bye.